Alright Guardians, this is our weekly solo player's guide to the Nightfall. This week's Nightfall is Savathun's song. We do this every single Tuesday and Wednesday with all three classes 95% of the time. This video is the Titan variant, so if you need a Hunter or a Warlock, look in the description box down below. I'll have those probably up tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on when you're watching this. As far as loadout goes, of course we're rocking Better Devils, Banana SR4. I do switch over to an auto rifle towards the end of the boss fight, but we'll get into why. But definitely bring yourself an auto rifle so you can shoot down those orbs, Savathuns, whatever it is, shoots at you towards the end. It's just a lot easier with an auto rifle than anything else. And then I bring along Curtain Call, Wardcliff Coil for the ammo, and then Telesto for everything up until the very last section of the boss fight. Then we rock Curtain Call because it's amazing. And then of course we got Crest of Alpha Loopy, generates an additional orb of light for supers, and a healing pulse when barricade is active. Alright, so we do this entire one with the Striker, obviously the main setup, Earthshaker, Pulse Grenade. I use Towering Barricade until the very last second, and then I switch over to Rally Barricade so we can just pop that boss dead. But I would say, if you don't want to bring an auto rifle with you, Code of the Protector, Ward of Dawn. You probably want magnetic grenades if you're going to be throwing them at the boss. Same deal with the barricades. And then I would actually rock Helm of Saint 14. Your Ward of Dawn, the bubble, blinds enemies that enter it. So any of those thralls that come at you while you're trying to oh, actually, you won't even have to shoot the orbs like this. This is just an all-out better thing for the boss fight. So definitely when you get to the boss, or if you just want to go the whole way through, run Sentinel with what is it, Defender? That's what it should be called. The Code of the Protector with Helm of Saint 14. If you have it, this thing will probably save your life more than it won't in that final boss fight. So I might actually do another run with my Titan just to see if it's better. But for now, we're rocking Striker the whole time. Really why I say Sentinel even more so than Sunbreaker, not only because of the bubble, but because with Striker I found myself holding on to my super more often than using it, and it was just not fun. So if you want to do that, actually run with the Sentinel. Go with Mask of the Quiet One. That way any void ability kills grants you health regeneration, and you won't have to worry about your Crest of Alpha Loopy. But other than that, that's just two ways you can run this pretty decently. Let's get into the actual guide. Alright, so once you start off the strike, you're going to start way back here. Just go ahead and pop on your Sparrow, and then we'll just move on from there. There are going to be two Acolytes in the next room. They're both going to be elites. Go ahead and take them out, and then we'll move into the main area for this section. What you want to do is just pretty much just take out the Hive, the Wizard, and then the Acolytes, and then we'll register the lock or whatever, and then we'll get into that section. Once you do that, I like to run all the way back here. This is a pretty decent safe spot. And in this little bit, there's going to be one elite high wizard that spawns in, then a bunch of these thralls. Just go ahead and take all of them out. I like to just pop around the corner, take out what I can. And then, yeah, I'll work on the wizard last, just so I don't have anything else hit me. And then once we kill the wizard, we're gonna run all the way back there, and then in the next wave, there's gonna be 2 elite knights, a bunch of acolytes, some exploder thralls, and then you can deal with the knights again, just like this one. I like to leave the elites for last. If you have to, you can run onto the opposite end of the pool to where we are right now, and you can use your scout rifle to just take out the knights from there. They shouldn't be able to get you. Otherwise, I just like to stay in this section right over here. It seems to be not the fastest, but the easiest for me personally. So let's go ahead and speed through this bit, and we'll get into the next little section. Alright, so once you kill all those dudes and you move close enough to this door, a bunch of thrall are going to come running out. One of these dudes is an elite, so just be aware of that. Otherwise, just kill all them. And then move up into this room, where there's going to be 2 knights, both normal health, no big deal. And then an elite ogre. Just I like to hide over here, throw a grenade about right there. If you're using striker. You might be able to use the void wall grenade there too. It probably won't work as well, so you just have to like gun those thralls down. Again, one of those thralls is an elite, so just be aware of that. And then I like to use my Telesto against this ogre. It takes him out in about 8 to 10 shots, so just be sure you Wardcliff coil some ammo if you used any in the previous section. Once you take care of the ogre, the last knight there is pretty easy to take care of. You could even use your super if you wanted to be honest. But go ahead and just do that, and then we'll move on into the next section. Once you get to this room, there's going to be 4 elite acolytes. Just go ahead and Telesto them down. They should go in 1 hit if you get them all. But go ahead and kill them, pick up their ammo, and we'll move on into the next section. In this next section, there is going to be 1 major wizard. I believe 1 major or elite knight also spawns in a little bit later. But for right now, it's just a bunch of acolytes. Go ahead and take care of them. And then I like to leave that wizard close to last. She won't actually wake up until you hit her or get close enough. So I like to stay back a little bit, trying to ignore her as best as possible. Obviously, I don't do that here, but that's probably what you should do, so you don't have to worry about all these acolytes throwing these damn incendiary grenades or whatever you want to call them. And then, so take out the wizard, take out the acolytes, and then once you move up into the little up the stairs, you want to grab the orb. Once you grab the orb, that's when the elite knight, as well as the a few acolytes will spawn in, as well as the shrieker that will also wake up. So just be aware of that. She'll start shooting at you, or he, she, it, whatever it is. So go ahead and you can just drop it. Just be careful. That thing will melt you really damn fast, as you can see. So just take out all the enemies, and then once you take them out, you can go ahead and pick up the orb again, and then we'll hide behind one of those pillars right next to the this, we'll call it the smash station. I don't know what you want to call that. And then you'll want to wait until you have full health. And once you smash it, you should still have a few slithers of health left for the next little section. So we'll just go ahead and speedrun it into there. Once you move into this section, there's going to be one major or elite knight, and then about 5 or 6 acolytes. Go ahead and kill all of them. And then if you're concerned at all with ammo, you can just go ahead and punch these crystals to open the next section. In the next section, there is going to be a well, first off, we'll split the next section into 2 halves. The first half, there's going to be 1 elite knight, 2 normal knights, 1 major or elite ogre, and then a bunch of acolytes. What I like to do is just stand in this room and kind of take pot shots at the ogre. Always deal with the ogre first in this first half. That way you don't have to really worry about anything. And then I think this is the first chance I get to actually pop my super. Just be careful if you're using striker. It's not the best, but it does have the best grenades, which is why we're using it. But go ahead, throw whatever grenade you have at it. Go ahead and just try and take out that thing as fast as possible. This section's really what's going to slow your runs down, because there's so many enemies in this one particular section. But go ahead and kill all of them. And then in the second half, there's going to be a second elite ogre, 2 elite wizards, and some acolytes. Just stay back more towards this section, and kind of, you can even come back. You don't have to come back this far specifically, but you can move back into this section, so they'll kind of leave you alone. I would suggest taking out the wizards first, as well as the acolytes, and then focusing on the ogre once it's all by itself. So with that being said, let's speed this up just enough to get into the next section without losing your interest. Once you get to this next crystal room, there's going to be, I counted 4, but there might be 5 elite acolytes. If you use your Warcliff coil, you can easily just take most of them, if not all of them, out in one shot. And then just break up the crystals. And in the next section, there's going to be 1 elite knight, 3 total normal knights, some acolytes, 2 wizards. Once you get close enough to the wizards, some thralls will spawn in. one of which is an elite. So just keep that all in mind. I like to stay back here a little bit, but just go ahead and you can use Wardcliff Coil. Just heavy the elite knight down, and then I like to pop my super on the big group of enemies that's going to be standing around the two wizards. Both the wizards are normal. I think I said elite. They're normal health in this section. And once you pick up the orb, all these guys will spawn in. It's gonna be a bunch of thralls. I think it's like 3, maybe 4 elite exploder shanks. Just kill all of them. That one knight right there, he's also an elite, so be careful of him. And then there's just gonna be some acolytes, so go ahead and kill everything in this room. And then in the next room, there's gonna be about 5 or so more acolytes and 1 elite knight. Go ahead and kill all of them. I like to stand out in the doorway to the next little bit. You'll see here in just a second, and shoot all the acolytes. Try to bring, if you're going for speed, bring the ball with you. But for the most part, these guys are more for completions. So go ahead and just bring it with you. It's just faster that way. Kill the ones that are closest to that wall, and then you can actually shoot that, I don't know what you call it, the dynamite thing, I don't know. And you'll wipe the rest of those acolytes out on that side, and you just have to worry about the there's usually 1 or 2 acolytes depending on where they're at next to this knight. Just go ahead and heavy that knight down, and then Wardcliff Coil the Telesto ammo out of it. And then once you bring the orb back into this room, down the stairs, there's a total of there's a bunch of acolytes. I would say it's probably closer to 8 to 10 acolytes, and then a total of 3 ogres. None of them are elites, so just keep that in mind. Telesto takes the ogres down in about 3 shots, sometimes 4, depending on how many projectiles you actually land. And then once you kill all the ogres and the acolytes, there's usually 2 or so acolytes that kind of stay back with the shriekers. I like to move on either side of that door and make sure they're dead. You want to kill everything in these 2 rooms before you move into the shrieker room, because those shriekers are going to be shooting at you and they're going to do stupid amounts of damage, and you're going to do it very fast. But once you get there, go ahead and just do the same thing like we did with the previous shrieker, where we hid behind the cover. There's a brief second where the shriekers actually pause. As soon as you see that pause, make a mad dash for that smash thing, that smash zone, smash target. I don't know what you want to call it, but I do die in this video. You don't always die, but as long as you get that smash in there, you will load into the next checkpoint. So once you smash, not only will you clear this section, you'll be actually at the next section with the 2 elite wizards. If you die before you get that smash in, you have to start all the way back at the previous crystal zone. So the crystal zone before this whole section. So it does kind of suck if you die before that, so you do have to be pretty damn careful. But once you get it, you're good to go. Alright, so if you died and you spawn in, just kill the wizards real quick. 1 or 2 Telesto shots does the trick for each of them. And then once you get here, just kind of go ahead and just take out all of these thralls, these exploder thralls, cursed thralls, whatever you call them. And then we'll slowly make our way into the boss fight. We still stick with the same loadout. If you want to switch over to the Sentinel defenders from Destiny 1, but if you want to do that, once you respawn, before you kill the wizards, go ahead and switch over, so that way you can get that much more super energy. It does spawn in a lot faster, but you'll just have that much more before you get into this section. Once you get here, go ahead and take care of that crystal. I like to throw both of my grenades and then just pop her full of Telesto. If you want to, you can actually pop the crystal and then run into the safe zone. I will show you guys the safe zone as soon as we get to it. But this, if you want to just stand here, it's pretty decently safe as well. You can just pop her. As you can see, she's already gone. But once she teleports to the right, you want to be back here anyways. So if you just want to save yourself some running, you can just stay here. It doesn't really matter. But what I like to do is just take out all these acolytes. I don't think any of them are elites. But then you can also kill the thralls, obviously. Kill everything, and then you can actually, if we get to it, just behind that I'm actually was aiming on right there, you can actually just go ahead and shoot through the barrier between the rock and the rock and I don't know what those are, the speakers? I'm not sure what those are supposed to be. We'll just call them the giant speakers, the subwoofers. You can actually shoot right there, and you can just continue to do damage like that until she closes up. Once she closes up, there's going to be 2 knights and a bunch of acolytes, one of which is elite, talking about the acolytes. Leave the knights dead last. You want to kill all of the acolytes first, because once you kill both of the knights, Savathun's song shrieker thing will open back up regardless of how many of the acolytes you killed. So make sure you kill all of the acolytes first, and then the knights, and then you want to get as close as possible to the stairs where she's standing. She's going to open up and do one wave of her attack, and then she's going to teleport back into the middle. Once she teleports back into the middle, we're going to stand as close as possible to that subwoofer on the stairs. That is our safety zone. So go ahead and stand by that. And then we're just going to do damage to her like we did before, but this time after a certain amount of damage she will call in some thralls. They will come in packs of 2. You won't see me do it in this video because I'm trying to just get them out of the way so I can continue to do damage. But if you're low on super energy or ammo, let the thralls come up to you in this section and then just shoot them as close as possible. So you want to be a bit closer than that, but here we go. So there we are. She'll call in the thralls and they'll come running up the stairs. If you're using Sentinel, hold off on your super. You don't need it in this part. You can literally that's just me making sure I had an auto rifle. But you just want to get them closer than that. That way you can grab the orb or grab the ammo that they may or may not drop. Like I said, I'm just getting them out of the way. I think there's a total of 8 thralls. So 4 packs of 2. Just go ahead and kill all of them. And then do damage to Savathun's... I can't read that. So we'll just call it Savathun's Shrieker. But do damage to her until she closes up. Once she closes up, well, she won't close up, not really anyways. She'll teleport to the far end of this map, like she does right there. If you want to bring a endless, what is it? Nameless Midnight, the scout rifle from the Vanguard vendor, Zavala, that actually does a little bit more damage than this. But go ahead and just continue to do damage until she closes up. If you want to throw some grenades or whatever at those acolytes so they don't throw their grenades at you, that's totally fine. But when she closes up, there are going to be 3 ogres total that spawn in. Only 2 will spawn in to begin with. And then the 3rd will spawn in once you kill one of the 2. They will go on either side of that kind of, I don't know, down the ramp and then to the left or to the right. One will go on each side of there. Once you kill one of them, that 3rd one will take that one's spot. And then once there's only one left, they'll kind of walk back up to the middle. So kill all of the, just like with the knights, kill all the acolytes first. Again, there is going to be one elite, so go ahead and kill him, or all of the acolytes, and then the the damn ogres, go ahead and kill all of them. Once you kill the 3rd ogre, I'm going to suggest that you be back by that safety spot again, because that's where she will spawn in, and you will want an auto rifle on you. Or if you're using the Sentinel, go ahead and pop your bubble and just move in and out of the bubble until she closes up again and she teleports onto that stage to the right. If you're not using the bubble, you're going to have to be very careful. You're going to have to watch for the little orbs to spawn in around her. I think there's like I think there's 8 total orbs that she'll spawn in at a time. She will continue to do the regular shooting that she does all the time. And once you get her to a certain section, I think there's a total of 5 waves of 2 thralls. Be very careful with that. I was using my my barricade, my Titan shield, to kind of daze them while they ran into it. and then just punch them. And then keep that auto rifle out if you can, to just to keep ready for those orbs, because they will spawn in like once every 15-20 seconds. I don't know, I'm not Dado, he probably knows, probably counted that stuff. But once she closes up and spawns to the stage, feel free to ooh, I almost died there, that would have made me mad. But run back to where we started this boss fight at, and there's going to be a wizard. Hopefully you can Wardcliff coil some ammo like you've seen me do here. You should be able to get 2 rockets from the 2 acolytes. If not, it's no big deal. You can Wardcliff coil the wizard that spawns in. It will be an elite, which is why I have a void curtain call. 1 curtain call shot, if you land it just right, will take care of that wizard. And then you will grab the orb, go running back to that section, use your energy weapon. You can switch back to a scout rifle. I switch back to the Manananan with a void for that bit. And then I'll take out the 1 wizard on the left in the same section, and then I'll run up to kind of where we just were. And to where we are right here. I'll run up to there, shoot the wizard on the right side, and then I'll wait for my health to spawn in. Here we go with this last bit. And then once I'm full health, I'll wait for that pause. I think it's 7 shots. Once you hear that 7th like pop that she makes, and you see it'll like there'll be a pause, mad dash it to the whatchamacallit, the smash section. But before you take out the wizards, I forgot to mention this, very important, switch to the reloading barricade. That is going to really make or break this this run for you. So go ahead and just do that. This is where you want to pop your bubble. You won't have to worry about the orbs. You can just hide in your bubble. I'm not sure how much damage they'll do to your bubble, so I don't know how long it'll last. But hopefully long enough so where you can take out the orbs as well as the thralls. Do your damage, and then like I said, the wizards will spawn in. Throw your grenades if you can. That'll do great damage. And then yeah, once you smash the thing, though, Savathun will kind of plop back into where she is right now. Ooh. And then when she does that, go ahead and pop your reloading barricade, pull out your curtain call, and then just unleash as fast as possible. It'll take about 4 to 5 rockets. So you do want to have at least 2 Wardcliff coils. If you don't have quite, if you have like 5, because you had to Wardcliff coil from the wizard, the elite wizard, throw some grenades as you shoot. And you should be pretty golden by that point. And then that's going to be the end of the strike. So I'm not going to speed this up any, so you can see real time without having to slow down your YouTube video what I'm doing. So hopefully this guide helped you out. If it did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, look in the comment section down below if you need a hunter or warlock. And if you didn't like the video, go watch someone else's video. It's not going to hurt my feelings one single bit. And either way, until next time, or if this is the final goodbye, stay positive, be happy, be healthy, live long and prosper, and I will talk to you more than likely tomorrow.
feel it. The light is back. We're back. Eyes out, Guardian.